We have some breaking news, everybody, surrounding the fourth stimulus payment and, of course, your Social Security benefits. So you want to be sure to stay until the end of this video to find out more information on this. Now, I'm not going to waste your time, folks. Here's what you have to know. The Social Security Administration paid benefits to as many as 180 million people each month, the majority of whom are senior citizens. And now, the Senior Citizens League, an organization advocating for the rights of seniors, has released a new projection for the 2022 COLA, and that forecasted it to be an increase between 6 and 6.1%. If you are on SSI, SSDI, and of course, Social Security benefits, you will be receiving an increase in your payments.
I don't hear any disappointment from you that this number's not bigger.
Look, I'll always be pushing to make the number bigger. But right now, my job is to say, that's a lot of money. And I want to make sure it's there to cover childcare in a meaningful way.
And I'm really excited for this, folks, and I'm really happy to see that our American government is helping out our seniors. And plus, the White House has also warned some states of potential big cuts to Medicaid and even some disaster relief programs, like another stimulus bill, as if the government defaults on its debts. The White House, everybody, is now warning state and local governments of substantial cuts to federally funded measures, like your Medicaid and other federal relief programs, only if Congress fails to raise the debt ceiling. In a letter written to the state and local governments, the Biden administration laid out how a potential U.S. default would ripple through at the state and local level, and programs could face major reductions in federal aid.
Is this bill worth passing without the reconciliation bill?
You know, I see it this way. There is one big infrastructure package. It's going to take multiple votes to get there. One series of those votes is this bipartisan sliver of it. But there is no infrastructure package that is only about roads and bridges. We need so much more in this country. We need child care, universal child care.
This will leave many Americans in even more disastrous situation. Folks, unemployment benefits already were cut off on Labor Day. And now if there's a federal government shutdown, many people will not be receiving the state and local help that they need. Hopefully everybody, President Biden realizes this and helps out our American seniors and helps out the everyday Americans that are in need of financial assistance. Now, President Biden is urging Republicans to get on board with a debt ceiling increase. But the Minority Leader Mitch McConnell has said Republicans will not help with this, and they will not raise debt limit. The House has just cleared a bill to provide veterans with a new cost of living adjustment. The House on Monday easily cleared legislation to provide veterans with disabilities compensation payments with an annual cost of living adjustment. The yearly COLA increase demonstrates the appreciation from a nation, from the United States, in recognition to the service of our veterans. Some estimates have predicted that the cost of living increase could be one of the largest annual bumps in decades. That's because of inflation caused by the crisis.
Passed that includes these priorities. And we got overwhelming support, which I was then able to share with the Speaker, with the Senate Majority Leader, with others. Of course, in the Senate, progressives were doing the same thing. So I think this is a real victory for the progressive movement.
The House is also expected to vote later this week on the National Defense Authorization Act. So everybody, all that President Biden has to do is sign this bill into law, and many of our American seniors will begin to help that they so desperately need. What do you guys think about Congress? Are they doing all that it takes to help out the American people? Tell me what you think in the comments below, folks. Now, it will be months before the IRS has processed 2020 tax returns and issued necessary refunds. The agency has faced a crippling backlog, which stood at more than 30 million unprocessed tax returns in August. The number was declined to around 8.5 million as of mid-September. But it does not mean that those who have been waiting for months for checks from the IRS will be deposited anytime soon. Now, staffing woes, added workload, and the crisis have combined for a difficult situation for the IRS. To make matters worse, now the IRS has been responsible for processing millions of checks between child tax credit payments, traditional tax refunds, and stimulus checks. The biggest hurdle for the agency were changes to tax law as part of the American Rescue Plan. The American Rescue Plan was signed into law in March. It included a $10,200 tax exemption for unemployment benefits in 2020.
Iowans are really upset with this administration, and the Des Moines Register released a poll that indicates that President Joe Biden's disapproval is over 60% in Iowa. Why is that? Just look at Afghanistan and what a debacle that was. It was horribly handled. It was haphazard at best. What else? The reckless spending that is going on across this Congress and within this administration. And then how do you pay for that reckless spending? You implement tax policy that raises taxes on hardworking Americans, just like our Iowa farmers. So there's some tax policy that could be included in this reconciliation package that some young Iowa ag leaders spoke with me about this morning. And they pointed out the elimination of the step-up in basis, which would impact our family farms in Iowa. So our Secretary of Agriculture, Tom Vilsack, had penned an op-ed letter to the Wall Street Journal about a week ago and said that this won't hurt our family farmers. But the Iowa Farm Bureau president, Craig Hill, begs to differ. And he penned his own letter back to the Wall Street Journal using the USDA's own information that showed, yes, very clearly, Iowa's farmers would be hurt by this tax policy that the Biden administration wants to implement on those that are feeding and fueling our world. So, folks, we need to get over this. The Democrats need to stop this reckless tax and spending. It's an opportunity to come together. Let's start working together. If they truly want to do that, let's do it. But it can't be done through this reconciliation package.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. The drama surrounding the continuing resolution continues. I just heard that the Speaker is apparently unable to add Iron Dome replenishment money to the CR. And so they're in a bit of a tangle over that. So this would be a good opportunity for me to make clear one more time that we're prepared to support a continuing resolution with assistance for Louisiana, with additional funds to replenish Iron Dome. What we're not prepared to do is to relieve the Democratic President, Democratic House, Democratic Senate from their governing obligation to address the debt ceiling. They have the opportunity to do it. I want to repeat once again, America must never default. We never have, and we never will. But whose obligation it is to do that changes from time to time, depending upon the government the American people have elected. And right now, we have Democratic President, Democratic House, Democratic Senate. The previous debt ceiling was